Bella Salon and Day Spa, located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. From the Access Channel 5 studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Channel 5. Continuing the traditions of Senior Report, we are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week, countywide, from 9 to 10 a.m. Join us by calling in live, emailing us, or checking out our social media. And now, from the Channel 5 studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Doc Hamels. We're having fun here in the studio. We're getting everybody all primed and ready to go to have a great show for you. We got a full studio today with lots of things to talk about. So, good morning to everyone. It's a very kind of gloomy looking Saturday morning out there, but there's lots of good things going on in the county, and we're going to try to get to some of those here in a little bit. I want to say good afternoon to our friends in Jamestown who are listening to us Tuesdays at 1 o'clock on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people. Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to this portion of the radio show today. Okay, as always, and you've probably heard people call in from time to time, we'll have Linda or Mike from Brockton, Portland area, or wherever. Don't be a stranger. We encourage you to call in at 753-5225. You can Twitter us, you can email us, go to our Facebook, you can catch us on YouTube. All 188 shows so far are posted out there. All you got to do on YouTube is just go to the search line, put in Chautauqua Sunrise, and up come all the shows. Okay? So if you have any information you want to share with us, send it in to us. And as you know, I have community announcements we'll get to here in a little bit. And so it's your show, it's our show, it's all of ours. So be a partner and participate along with us. Just a couple of quick things I want to share with you is that many of my underwriters that you see in the beginning of the show, they have different projects from time to time, and I like to highlight them. So one of them is our good friends over at Meter's Restaurant. I talked about this last week, and I'm not going to talk about it again after today. But for those who can see this, we've got a little table topper here, and as I tell people, you haven't arrived musically until you are on a table topper. So I've been on posters, I've been on billboards, but and I've actually been on a table placemat. But this is the first time I ever was on a table topper. So Will and I, Russell and Hamels, will be performing Valentine's Day at Meter's Restaurant, and since they're one of my underwriters, I do encourage you to support them if you would, because they support us here at Chautauqua Sunrise. So that's Valentine's Day from 5 to 8, and they've got a special menu and lots of fun there that day. Okay, I'm going to cut short my announcements or my early things that I talk about. Hold the applause, because I want to get to our very first guest today, who's dropped in to share a few things, and she's going to come back later on this year to do a full show with me. But right now, we're going to hear from my guest, Tory Irgang, who is the executive director of the Chautauqua Community Region Foundation. So, did I get that right?
You did a very nice job. Thank you, and good morning.
Good morning, Tory. So you contacted me to be on the show. And so it started out with, I'd like to do a little vignette, turned into a vignette. This is what we call a vignette, and then a full show. So why are you here today? You have some special, exciting announcements to talk about.
I do, and let me say that ever since I contacted you to be on the show, I've regretted that decision. But no, just
why?
but,
You're nice here.
It's very painless. So,
Okay.
but I'm here. The Community Foundation annually recognizes a community volunteer. We call them an unsung hero, and that's with our Axel Carlson Award. And so we are accepting nominations right now for the Axel W. Carlson Unsung Hero Award. And it wouldn't seem like you would need to promote that because there are so many people who are deserving of it.
But people don't know how to nominate, so that's why we're here, right?
And the very people we want to recognize really hate to be recognized, so they don't seek it out, of course.
Of course.
So that's the definition. We are looking for nominations of people who have never had the opportunity to be acknowledged for their service.
Okay.
They sort of work behind the scenes. They are, we could all name probably a handful of them just off the top of our heads.
We call them camera people and engineers.
That's right. That's right. And so this year, the foundation has identified the Mayville area. They would
Mayville.
really like to recognize someone from the greater Mayville area. We moved all around the county, our part of the county, and this time we're really focused in. We know there are some wonderful stories and some wonderful volunteers here.
Okay, so people that are listening or watching right now, they say, I know somebody, whatever, they've been doing this for 50 years and never take any credit. So how do they get hold of you to apply for this?
So it is very, very simple. That's my main message. You can go online to crcfonline.org.
CRCF
Online.
Online, that's all one word.
Yes,
.org. Well, that's pretty easy.
And find a nomination form. And the nomination form is it's not like a college essay or anything. This is very straightforward. You can also call our office. If you're someone who would like us to mail you a nomination form, we can do that. Or you can call our office and kind of be interviewed over the phone by our staff, if that's something you're even...
And the number is?
661-3390.
Okay, so this is for the Axel W. Carlson Award for Unsung Hero. So people are listening right now. So what happens if that person gets picked? Right. Is it just one person? One
it is typically just one person, but we've been known to do wild and crazy things. So don't let that let that stop you. If you know of a duo or a couple or a husband and wife or a
Can it
pair.
be an organization?
I don't think so. I
Probably
think
more zero in on the person.
We really want to shine the spotlight on someone who would otherwise go unrecognized. That's
Okay.
really the goal. But so once that happens, we have a committee. So it's not the staff's decision. In fact, we don't vote at all. We just do
Okay.
things like this.
Okay.
So then we have a committee that will meet, and they will select. And their job is very, very hard. And my job is to make their job as hard as possible by getting as many nominations as we can.
Okay, so when this person gets picked, then what happens?
So we will work with the individual and their family to identify the very best way to recognize them.
Is this a surprise?
It is a surprise. The large event, we try to do an event of some sort. The event will not surprise the individual, but we will surprise them with the announcement, sort of a smaller group of us. And then we'll follow their lead. Last year we were in Sherman, and we had an event at the Sherman Fire Hall because the individuals we were recognizing, and in that case there were multiple, there were 4, they were all connected to the fire hall, to the fire department.
Oh, sure.
And in Sherman, the fire hall was the place to do it.
Okay.
We have been in the office at the Community Foundation, and we've been in various other community sites. So we'll work with the family. The neatest part, maybe, is that the person is awarded $1,000 from the Community Foundation.
$1,000?
And they're also given $500 that they can donate to any organization that's important to them.
Wow. So
So-
$1,000 for themselves to do whatever they want. And unsung heroes generally just take the check and give it to the organization sometimes.
I mean,
I'm guessing. I don't know.
I think that's been known to happen. So,
Okay.
but the nice part for that person is that they, more than likely, they would hate to do something like this, right? They hate to be in
Yeah.
front of the camera. They hate to have their
So,
picture
but
taken.
everybody put on your thinking caps. Who can you really get?
And I know right now, people that are watching
Yeah.
can come up with names. And it's really just saying to that person who's thinking of someone, take a minute, jot it down, call our office, go online, whatever you need to do, and complete a little bit of paperwork so that that person doesn't stay in the shadows anymore.
All right, and they have to do this by?
April 2nd is the deadline.
All right.
But don't wait until the last minute and make us nervous.
Okay.
We want to have lots of great candidates coming in the door all the time.
And Tory, one more thing. This is a special year for the foundation, I think?
It is. We are starting our 40th year of operation. 1978 was when we were founded, and all year we are celebrating our story and really looking at what does the next 40 years hold for us.
And you're coming back, and we're going to tell that story.
We sure are.
So how was this? You you made it.
I did. I didn't pass out or anything.
No pass out.
Nothing bad happened.
All right. So folks, this is my guest today, Tory Irgang, and you're the executive director of the Chautauqua Region Community Foundation. I got to get all those letters in the right order. And you're going to be back. And if they have any more questions, 661-3390.
Thank you very much,
All right,
Doc.
Tory, thanks for coming by. All right, and we'll see you soon. All right, that was Tory, and we're going to keep moving right along. Let's see here. I have a few announcements, and then we're going to do a public service announcement, and then we're going to get to our regular guests who have been waiting very patiently here. Okay, Sue. All right, so we got a phone call already, so let's go right to that. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Oh, is that you, Rick?
Yes, it is. Good morning.
Good morning, Rick. You called. You and I talked the other day, and you have a special event coming up, and we've been talking about it a little bit here at the Chautauqua Sunrise, and I think we have a new poster that we're going to pop up while you're talking about this, and you're just going to give us a little information today, right?
Correct.
All right.
Correct.
So, Jeff, let's pop up that poster, and Rick, you got the airway.
Well, thank you. Good morning, all. We're doing a little fundraiser for a local family that for Drake McCain. He came down with leukemia back in October, and
Gosh.
we're going to have a spaghetti dinner and a Chinese auction at the American Legion on the 24th of February, just around the corner.
Just down the road from us here. Yeah.
Absolutely. A great place to have it. The Legion is a great supporter of the community, and a lot of these events, they open up their doors to help us out. But on Saturday, February 24th, from 2 to 6 is the spaghetti dinner. The tickets are 10 for individuals and 20 for a family of 4.
Oh, that's a good price. Family of 4. Gosh, $20. I could feed my whole family for that. That'd be great. Okay,
Absolutely.
So, Rick, I know you're just calling in this morning to let people know, but would you come back next week and visit with us here?
I'd love to. It'd be fun to do that.
All right. Well, you saw what Tory just, I don't know if you were watching or not, but Tory was just on. So we're going to put you in her spot next week. How's that sound?
Sounds great, and look forward to sitting down with you folks and having a great day.
All right. So once again, it's February 24th. This is for our buddy Drake McCain, who needs some help from the community, and it's a spaghetti dinner, right?
Absolutely. And the community's been out strong already and showed a lot of support so far.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to let you go for now, but you do come back next week, all right? And we'll get you on, and we're going to talk more about this event that's coming up.
See you next week.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks for calling in, Rick. Okay, folks, you see how easy that was? If you have an announcement or something that you want to share, just give us a call. All right, I'm going to go through a few announcements here, and I'm going to try to do it expeditiously so I have enough time for my guests that are waiting and talk about what we're going to be talking about. So let's go right to Jamestown, and we're going to go to Infinity. They have something called Music and Arts Explorers. I think this is new. They're going to be hosting a Music and Arts Explorers Day Camp from Tuesday, February 20th to February 23rd. That must be a holiday. Using the world around us as inspiration, students can create unique art, make new music, act out a character in a video, meet new friends, explore their creativity in 4 amazing days. For information, give them a call at 664-0991, and this is going to take place from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and students ages 6 to 12 are welcome. There's a new student orientation on February 15th that's coming up this week, the day after Valentine's Day. And if you have someone in your world that's interested in music, art, dance, theater, all students are welcome to enroll in private or group lessons. And this orientation is going to help, kids learn a little bit more about the programs there and get signed up. Let's see here. Okay, let's skip around here a little bit because we got a lot to talk about today, and I don't want to belabor everything here. From the Northern Community Foundation, they have something new, and we'll be talking more about other things that they have, but this is called the Agricultural Environmental 4-H Scholarship. This is a new one. They're announcing the scholarship, and they're taking applications for the Terrence Centner Agricultural and Environmental 4-H Scholarship. Terry established this fund to honor his parents, Harry and Mary Ellen Centner, in the town of Dunkirk, helping a generation of 4-Hers to enjoy a multitude of 4-H projects and activities. Each year, a scholarship is awarded to high school seniors who have been accepted to a 4-year college or university who has completed an outstanding agricultural or environmental 4-H project. Graduating seniors from Dunkirk, Fredonia, Brockton, Silver Creek, Forestville, Westfield, and Ripley school systems are eligible to apply. Okay, and the deadline on this is May 1, and if you're interested, give the foundation a call at 366-4892. Now, I say this all the time. There are so many scholarships and grants available that go awarded because no one knows about them. So my job is to let you know about that. So that's coming up. Also, the foundation is having something called their Flapjack fundraiser at Applebee's, and that's going to be held on March 24th. And we'll talk more about that, but mark your calendars so you have breakfast. You can have spaghetti dinner on the 24th of February. You can have flapjacks the month later. Okay, we have something here from the Department of Health. Health Commissioner from New York State, Dr. Howard Zucker. All right, so what's the deal here? The deal is we have an epidemic of flu right now that's going across the country, I guess. And let me just read this real quick. I think this is worth going through. Dr. Zucker has authorized emergency assistance funding to counties as the flu, or influenza as it's known, diagnoses continue to increase in communities across the state. Flu vaccination is recommended for everyone 6 months of age and older, and anyone who has not already been vaccinated should do so now. People who have severe influenza illness or who are at high risk of serious influenza, this is hard to say, related complications such as the very young and the very old, pregnant women, and those with chronic health conditions should get treated with antiviral medication if they get flu symptoms, regardless of whether or not they've been vaccinated. Public health staff has conducted a survey of pharmacies in Chautauqua County. Flu vaccine and antiviral medications are available, but many pharmacies have limited supplies. So please call before making a trip to the pharmacy. Flu vaccinations are also available at your primary doctor's office or the county's public health clinics. Now, I've been kind of tracking this on the news, probably like a lot of other folks. This is a killer. This is killing people, and it's killing people of all ages. So don't think that you're exempt because you're in your 20s or 30s or whatever, or you're an athlete. This is knocking people down. So please, let's take this serious. The flu is spread by coughing, sneezing, or unclean hands. To help stop the spread of germs, avoid close contact with people who are sick. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your mouth and nose with a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Wash your hands, often with soap and water, for 20 seconds. See, I think my brother told me that you're supposed to sing the alphabet song, and that takes about 20 seconds. Oh, happy birthday! Forget the alphabet song. Jeff just told me it was the happy birthday song. It's 20 seconds. Remember I told you I have an ear, somebody talks to me, it's not just me hearing voices. If soap and water are now available, use an alcohol-based hand rub. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth. that's hard. Practice other good health habits, okay? Use disinfectants and so forth. And if you want more information, give them a call at 753-4590. So, folks, check it out. Get your flu shot. I already got mine. I'm in good shape, I hope. Okay, let's move along with other announcements real quick. Next weekend is the 2018 President's Day Weekend Winter Festival right down the road at Lakeside Park in Mayville. Well, I scouted it out, guys. I don't know if you've been down there at all, but I drove down before the show, and they got about 4.5 feet of ice blocks started already, and it looks like the castle's well on its way. So we always like warm weather, but let's give them a break till at least Sunday late, about midnight. Okay, nice cool weather for them. Cutting those blocks is a lot of work. I've seen it done, and when I was the administrator over at the Hughes Center, BOCES, some of my conservation kids used to go over there and help them cut that, and those blocks are heavy. Anyways, I can go on and on and on with all the stuff that's going on, but it's going to be Friday through Sunday, and they've got things going on every single day. They've got crafts, and they've got demonstrations, and food, and they got snowmobile rides. And Randy Burt, I understand he's going to do his 25th anniversary polar plunge, and there's going to be a parade, and there's a bonfire, and fireworks, and chainsaw carvings, and all kinds of stuff. So you can go online, I'm sure, with the Chamber of Commerce, and you can find out more about that, or just check out, just come on down. There's always something going on. Okay, my buddy Randy Anderson at the Sports Hall of Fame wanted me to remind folks that the 37th annual induction dinner is going to be held February 19th at the Lakewood Rod and Gun Club, and they got a whole slew of folks that are going to be inducted, and we talked about that here recently, and tickets are $50. You can give Chip Johnson a call at 485-6991 if you're interested in going, and if you're a member of the Hall of Fame, you can get a $5 discount. So February 19th for that induction. Okay, Rolling Hills Radio. All right. I have been looking forward to this particular event for like a month or two now. Folk music legend Tom Paxson comes to Rolling Hills Radio stage on Monday, February 26th at 6:30 p.m. at Shawbucks. We have our tickets. We are going. Tom Paxson is one of my favorite singer-songwriters in the folk vein of music. I've done at least 3 of his songs over the years. Great songwriter, and he's going to be performing with the Don Juans. He has performed, listen to this, with Bob Dylan, Dolly Parton, Johnny Cash, Joan Baez, Willie Nelson, Judy Collins, even the opera star, I'm just reading this now, Placido Domingo, easy for me to say, Domingo. Domingo, thank you, Jeff. I'm glad you're here today. So he's performed all around the world. His songs have been recorded by Janice Ian, Ray Charles, John Mellencamp. I performed one of his songs, The Marvelous Toy, at the Reg Lene just recently this December at the Home for the Holidays concert. So Tom Paxson, there's still some limited tickets available. Let's see here. I think they're $25. And if you want to get your tickets, give them a call at 484-1101, or you can go to chautauquachamber.org/events and get your tickets. Should be a lot of fun, and I am looking forward to it. And I understand that Rolling Hills Radio, they put those shows here on Access 5 later on after they're produced. Okay, I'm going to skip that one right now. I'm trying to trim through a few things here. Okay, here's a mark your calendar one. Pancakes Against Polio. Kind of an interesting title. The Rotary Club of Westfield Mayville charity fundraiser to end polio. They're having a Pancakes Against Polio event. It's a fundraiser, going to be, mark your calendar, March 10th at the Brockton Central School. So this is the first time I'm announcing it. There's going to be pancakes, sausage, applesauce, and beverages and so forth. Tickets are $7, and for adults and kids are like $5, and kids under a certain age are free. We'll talk more about that again, but give them a call at 397-8801 if you want tickets. I have tickets. We always have tickets when we're Rotarians. But March 10th, that's something to mark your calendar. Okay, and we're not going to talk about that one because we're going to talk about that when my guests come on. So we're going to go to a public service announcement, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
And we're back. I'm Doc Hamels, and you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. We're doing a little sidebar here. I want to welcome back to the show Stacey Fox.
Thank you.
And we have today a board member from your organization, which we'll talk about here in a second, Nancy Schuyler, or Schuyler?
Schuyler.
Schuyler.
That's right.
I thought it was right.
Everybody says Schuyler.
Well, Schuyler, Schuyler. Anyways, so you are with Compeer.
Yes.
And we talked about this a long time ago. It's
We
been a couple
did.
of years.
A couple of years, yeah.
And so a lot of things have gone on in your life. I see your son's quite the artist. I saw his picture of the bulldog or whatever it was.
A pug. It was a pug.
Pug?
Yeah.
So, and you've been real busy with things going on at Compeer in your life. So, what's happening with Compeer these days? Tell us about what it is, where it's at, and all that good stuff. I'll let you do the elevator speech to start.
Okay. Compeer Chautauqua is, we cover all of Chautauqua County, northern, southern, and it is a community-based mentoring organization for kids and adults. In order to be referred to the program, they have to be diagnosed with a mental health or emotional diagnosis, or somebody in their family has to have been diagnosed with it and it affects them. So that's how to be referred, and then we go out into the community and try very hard to recruit volunteers from the community to mentor the kids, or have volunteers befriend somebody just to spend some friendship time out in the community, in their homes. The sky's the limit pretty much of what you can do to hang out with them.
Okay, you threw a lot out there, so I'm going to come back and revisit a few things you talked about. Mentoring. All right, what do we mean by mentoring? That's a word that's been bounced around for the last 20 years or so, but I think it means a little something different to each organization.
Mentoring for us is the volunteers actually that want to befriend a youth out in the community, to just possibly introduce them to things maybe they've never been introduced to be that friend that they can talk to socialize. There's many kids out there that are from one-parent homes that, if it's a boy and they live with mom, they don't have maybe that male role model or something like that. Basically, learn new things, learn how to socialize, just get out in the community and see what happens.
So, a mentor is like a big brother, a big sister,
It's very
a
similar,
friend?
Yes, very similar.
Okay. And I'll come back to that here in a minute. You mentioned mental health or emotional conditions or diagnoses. Okay. I want to tread lightly on this because I want to be very serious about it, because people will use different terms when they refer to this. This is near and dear to my heart because I studied this area in college when I worked with children that had mental health and emotional disabilities. And so I take this very serious. So I'm going to put on my serious hat right now. When you talk about mental health or emotional issues, what do you mean by that?
We're talking about youth and adults that may have been diagnosed with things as simple as ADHD, ADD, could be bipolar, schizophrenia. Gosh, there's so many out there. But they have to have an IQ of 80 in order to be a part of the program. I can't think right off the top of my head of a whole bunch of the conditions, but
That's all right. That's all right.
You get the idea with the with the ones that I did.
Okay.
I did give.
So, for instance,
Or it could just be depression.
there you
Something as simple
go.
as
And I think
depression.
that's probably
Yeah.
one of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
And I think that we sometimes think when kids are in school, we used to call them having trouble focusing, or they're hyper, and then we came up with terms like the ADHD, ADD, and so forth, that when they graduate from high school, they're cured.
Not
I mean,
necessarily.
because they disappear. We don't see them anymore.
Right.
They go in, they go to work, and then they become the employee that's just bouncing off the walls, and they're fun. They're fun. I think I'm probably in that category. Okay. No, seriously. And but we forget that then they get married, and then they, because of their DNA, that they probably stress out their spouses, they may be stressing out the landlord or whatever, their kids, and so we have a cycle going here, right?
Yeah,
We do.
the adults. A lot of the people are introverts. They keep in, and they don't want to be out there with anybody. And we have a craft class at my building once a month for the girls, ladies, no matter what their age. And they seem to be able to socialize together. That's one good thing, you know. And they love coming to my building.
When you say your building, where's your building?
I live on the high-rise in Jamestown. And we have we call it a rec room, but it has a full kitchen and a dining area. So we can, you know, we can just do whatever we want. I make them coffee, and she brings some treats, and
So this is off-site.
social hour.
This is
In my-
something you do like
every month.
So you're a mentor?
yes,
Okay, and
I
you're
have-
also a board member, correct?
yes.
Wow, you wear a lot of hats.
I started in 1991, so Stacey wasn't familiar with me. I had my first lady 11 years, and then she passed away.
Oh, wow.
And then I had another lady who passed away.
You're outliving your
Yeah,
mentees.
I am.
Keep going, maybe you have lots more.
Well, I'm so busy volunteering, and I'm at the Hall of Fame, too. I do their mailing. Yeah, I do a lot of volunteering.
The Hall of Fame with Randy?
Yes, I
All
love
right.
Randy. He's
No,
like a son.
I love ADD? Boing, 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 boing. He's-
I know,
He's
huh?
on the show, and he's about, Randy, if you're watching, the two of us, is like boing, 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 all this energy going on. Lots of energy. Okay, so let's kind of come back now to we're at the beginning. So you talked about folks that have these issues, conditions, diagnoses, classifications, labels, whatever you want to call it. They're everyday people that are out there working and trying to scratch a living and so forth that need some help.
Right. Many people don't even know. It could be the person you're working next to at work. You have no idea that they've been diagnosed with something. A lot of people are free with what their diagnosis is, and then there's others that keep it inside and don't want other people to know about it. You know, unless they're matched up with somebody from Compeer. You know, of course, they talk about it and that sort of thing. Kids are afraid for their schoolmates to know that they have something. It's not to make it out like it's a disease. It's not.
No, can't catch it.
Right. But you know, kids are quiet about things in their life, and socialization is a huge deal for especially kids.
Yeah.
You know, as they're growing up.
But you know, you get a reward for it, too, because your interaction with even adults makes me feel better about myself, that I have one that confines everything to me, and I can confine in her, so we're like a pair. And I enjoy that because it's on your level. So, I mean, it isn't like they're away from you at all. When you get to have a friend, they're a friend.
You know, I'm sitting here and I'm going to hold up my iPhone right now. It could be any phone, but we have become little like cybernauts. We have gotten sucked into these little boxes or wristbands. I see Justin with his over there, but we're getting withdrawn into these things, right? And the power of touch, the power of speech,
Hugging.
of hugging, human contact is disappearing.
It has.
And when we have people in crisis or people that are hurting or trying to reach out, I should do a commercial for you.
Yeah, you should.
I think that one-on-one, the group socialization. Tell me more about it. What else do you do with this socialization?
Definitely makes a difference. A lot of the one-on-ones, especially some of the youth, when they first start out, they're more comfortable staying at home for a while, maybe the first few visits with their mentor. But once they're out, and even the adults, they do
Yeah.
things, and I'll let Nancy touch on this a little bit with the adults, but the kids, we have events throughout the year. Some are the adults and youth are invited.
Okay.
Christ First Church in Jamestown has taken us under their wing, and they have done this many, many, many years, even before my time. They do 3 or 4 events for us every year. And they, their mission team actually buys the food, prepares it, serves it, cleans up after us. The only thing we do is bring the people and the entertainment. So there's things like that. We've gone tubing with the youth in the past. We're doing some group mentoring with SUNY Fredonia right now, geared towards the youth, to get speakers in on everyday, things that are happening around them. The adults, I mean, you can talk about things that you've done with your people.
Well,
and it doesn't cost money. You don't have to. It does not
that's
cost
all up
money
to
at
you.
all.
It's
Yeah.
up to you if you want to spend, because they're asked not to ask you to spend.
So we're talking about the mentors don't have to spend money? Is that what
Right.
you're saying?
Yeah,
Right.
Okay.
yeah. But it's nice, even I have one, my lady can't get out because she's got physical disabilities.
Okay.
So sometimes I go up to Burger King. She loves Burger King, and I go up there and get her breakfast and come down and have breakfast with her.
So hey, you're
So you're just-
enjoying a friendship, right?
Yeah. So whatever you can do with them that they're able to do, it's fun. I had one that passed away. I used to take her shopping and do things like that for her. It's like a sister.
Sure.
It's like having a sister.
neighbor, yeah.
I've lost both my sisters, so it's nice to have.
So it works out
somebody-
both ways, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So people are listening right now, like myself. We watch the news, we listen to the horror stories. How and where I'm going with this, I think you know where I'm going with this. How do you select the mentors? Because there's some people out there that.
Well,
You
they're
know,
all,
have
everybody's
some-
screened. We're screened.
How do you do that?
We do fingerprinting, we do criminal backgrounds.
Ooh.
For the youth, anybody that wants to mentor a youth, we do a screening called the Diana Screen.
Diana screen?
Diana Screen, which
I've never heard of
helps us decide whether they could be a sexual predator or, if we should stay clear of them just by, it's a panel of questions on the computer that they have to answer. And it all depends how their answers come out, whether we can continue with them or not. If it says pass, we're good to go. If it says fail, we stop there, and we let them know that they didn't pass this. We don't know why they didn't pass it, but we don't continue with them.
And that's just one part of this.
Right.
You do that. So it's like a test type thing of their emotional or their disposition with children or whatever.
Right, exactly. So we do that. We do the background check. We do the fingerprinting, and that can take anywhere from a month from the time you sign up to 2-3 months, all depending,
Wow, yeah.
how quickly they get paperwork back, and then, of course, the background checks take a little bit of time and stuff. But we do a full screening before we let them pick who they want to mentor.
It's all confidential too, and that's another thing.
Okay, that's important.
No, it's very important to have that confidential.
Now, I
Things
don't want
on
to
it.
shock people because I have a general idea, but I'm going to let you shock our listeners and audience right now. What's the need for this?
The need is huge.
Okay. Your eyes got big as saucers when I asked that question. I wasn't trying to lead the witness, but I mean, my understanding is most areas are underserved everywhere.
We definitely need volunteers / mentors. The need is huge. I have referrals coming in every single day. And right now, probably on both of my lists, I have at least 30 people that are waiting to have a
30
friend.
people on a list?
30
Yes.
adults.
How many are you serving
30
now?
youth. There's around 15 to 20
Right.
on the adult right now. The youth is quite low right now with only about 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
So the need is huge to get volunteers to commit, and you're only committing to a year, and we ask for 4 hours a month. Many people, such as Nancy, go way beyond. I won't come to you after a year and say, well, do you want to quit or do you want to keep going?
They'll kind of know.
They will, and there's many. I've got another board member, Jim Alexander, who has been with Compeer for 20-some years. you just establish a bond that, it's like family. And unless they're moving out of the area or something happens where they have to quit, they generally keep on going for many years.
Okay, I'm the guy to ask the hard questions.
Okay.
So I'll ask the hard question for those who are listening, because I try to second guess what people are thinking. I'm psychic that way.
Okay.
People are going to say, well, okay, I could deal with a young child that maybe is acting out a little bit or needs a friend. But then when you mention schizophrenia and things like this, I mean, people will say, whoa, I don't know if I'm up for that.
Right.
So how do we approach this?
The people that are referred to our program, they're not people that are in high need where they're hospitalized all the time. I'm not saying they don't get hospitalized, because they do, but with like the schizophrenia, it is a scary word, and you think of bizarre behavior and that sort of thing, but generally it's not. A lot of times when you're matched with a person, you don't even know, or you can't even tell that they have any kind of diagnosis.
Does the mentor
whatsoever.
know the condition?
Yes. What happens after they do all their screening, then they come back, and I'll pull out of our book maybe 3 or 4 people that I think would be a good match. The volunteer will then go through those, and then they are able to call whoever we made the referral, the therapist, doctor, whoever it is,
Okay.
are able to call them to ask more questions about them, because unless they've come to our events beforehand as being on the waiting list, if I don't know them, that's the best way for them to get more information on the person that was referred. So they're able to go through and call all of the therapists, and then they narrow it down to who they want to be with. But generally, we don't have diagnosis so severe that they have to worry about the acting out and the bizarre behavior and that sort of thing. I mean, especially with the adults, they can
Yeah.
go out in the community. You wouldn't even know which one had the diagnosis most of the time.
Okay. Great answers. Okay, so in my mind, I'm thinking that Compeer is this floating island. Is there a place called Compeer, or is it just, not just, I don't mean just, but is it a service that is integrated? I mean, what's the structure of Compeer? I'm trying to visualize this. And see, I used to think you were at that church, but evidently you're not at that church all the time.
We're not. We have a lot of off-site places. My office is actually at 97 Forest Avenue in Jamestown.
Okay.
We are sponsored by Southern Tier Environments for Living, so we also have administrative offices in Dunkirk where I also will go to meet people. Generally, wherever the people are that want to volunteer, I will go where they want to meet, whether it's Tim Hortons, at the office in Dunkirk, my office, wherever they're most comfortable meeting. And we'll meet and we'll talk, and we do like an informal interview to start the whole process, to make sure that this is really what they want to do. And we ask a few personal questions, not too bad. And then we service all of Chautauqua County. But a lot of as I was speaking before about, our events are off-site of my office. We do the events at Christ First. We have our once-a-month ladies group in the South County at the High Rise. We are involved with First Presbyterian Church in Fredonia as well.
Okay.
We do a ladies' crafts there, and once a month we do a dinner with some sort of entertainment or a speaker. South County, we have a guy time group that we sometimes we're at the office, we have pizza and a movie or something like that. We have speakers that come in, or we go visit. Like this month, the guys are going to the UCAN mission to take a tour.
UCAN's going to be on here this month.
Oh, good. Jim
Jim
Quattrone.
Quattrone.
All
Yep.
right, yeah. So we're going there for a tour because many people have not seen it. They don't really know what it is. So we're going to go there, and I always have to feed the guys. So we'll have a bite
Food
to
is
eat.
good.
Yes.
Food is good.
So they'll have the tour, have a bite to eat. So those are the things we have going on now. My intention is to try to start a guy time group in the North County, Mayville, Dunkirk, Fredonia area, where I would just need, maybe 5 guys that would commit to once a month to meet with some guys that have been diagnosed that aren't matched up yet, just to hang out and whether it's a game day or we have somebody come in to speak or they make something or, whatever.
Okay, catch your breath. We got a phone call.
All right.
Want to take a phone call?
Yeah.
All right. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Doc. Good morning, Nancy and Stacey. This is Linda Spalding.
Hey, good morning, Linda.
Good morning. It's great to see your guests from Compeer, Chautauqua. I'm very familiar with Compeer, Chautauqua.
Who are you not familiar with? Every week she'll call in and she'll say, oh, hi there. It's like on a first name basis with all my guests. I'm going to stump you one of these days.
Yeah, you do terrific work.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, you work in connection with Stell, too, don't you?
Exactly. Yep. They are a sponsor agency.
Yeah, that's really great. And you have that wonderful annual recognition, I think, in May.
Actually, April.
Oh, it's April.
We do it in April, yeah.
Okay. Well, I really enjoy going to those events because they are so inspiring.
Thank you.
Linda, why are you involved?
Why am I about? Because
Yeah.
I send people there. Compeer used to be a host agency for us.
Oh.
And of course, I work with people who are connected with people who are working at Stell. I have colleagues, I have friends who worked for Stell. I don't know if you know Leanna Luca.
I do know her. Yes.
Yeah. She's. I've worked with Leanna for many years. Originally, we worked together at Chautauqua Opportunities many years ago.
All right.
Well, keep up the wonderful work that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
She's a cheerleader.
She is. I love it. Thank you, Linda.
So let's get you in for a second. What do you got going on in your world?
We're looking for people. We're getting calls. We have our positions with our senior employment program, and we're also working with businesses and employers. And I encourage businesses to call us too because I have some terrific people that I've got that I'm working with. Mm-hmm. Also, we have our computer training, which is free at the Westfield Patterson Library, the Brockton Ahira Library, and also there are other services with the Chautauqua County Office for the Aging, and our number is 753-4471.
And for those of you that are interested, that follow Facebook, you've got a great Facebook page that your folks are taking over, and there's lots of information on there every week.
Oh, yeah, there's terrific information on the Facebook page.
Is it
and
Josh?
There's lots of training coming up, too, for
good stuff.
health and Tai Chi and all these great things.
And, Linda, everybody knows I helped get that started, and I'm still part of the management of that webpage. But the other day, somebody actually wrote and said they had a major concern with health insurance right then and there, and I was able to send them to your offices there, and then I think to New York Connects. So could you just give a little quick, what is New York Connects for people to listening, because I think that's really important.
New York Connects is a wonderful service, and it's not just for seniors. It's for anybody who has concerns for health, or if anybody has a family member they think might be disabled, anything like that. It is a information and referral service.
Okay, and that's 753-4582.
Right, and if people forget it, they can just call the main number, 753-4471, and they'll automatically switch you over. And if anybody that I'm talking to has concerns, I refer them to it. It's a wonderful referral service. They'll refer you to just about any service that you might have need of, or your family has need of in Chautauqua County.
Okay.
And they do a terrific job. And thank you for helping us.
Mm-hmm. That's my job.
And I'm getting very anxious to see that ice castle. It's only a week away.
It's growing.
It's only a week away.
I know. And they do magic in the last week or so. So we're hoping that they're going to have the right weather and the right conditions, because it's really beautiful. Yeah. All right, Lynn, you have a great Valentine's Day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you. Happy Valentine's Day to you, too.
Thank you. Okay. Bye. So, Stacey Fox, Nancy Schuyler is from Compeer, and you sent some pictures over in a poster. So, Jeff, let's pop up some of those pictures. We'll just do random order, and you talk about them, whatever you want to talk about.
Okay.
And let's keep in mind that people are listening on the radio, so let's describe what we're seeing.
Okay.
All right, so let's pop up the first picture. We got a poster.
This is a new fundraiser for us this year. The youth program works very hard to get funding for that program. So this is a new opportunity for us, Canvas for Compeer, where many people have heard of the painting classes that generally have wine.
Yes, we have one in our house.
So this, we aren't necessarily having wine, but we are having a coffee bar, hot cocoa bar, water and snack bar. It's only $30 for the day, and you're going to get some great goodie bags. Thankful for Kat Colvin of Edward Jones, who sponsored us for us. So that'll be on March 24th, and spots are filling up, so call soon if you want to go.
And this can be where?
This is going to be at the Gary Rodeo Grounds Dining Hall.
Okay, and that is on March 24 at 2
Yep.
p.m.
Yep.
And I love the picture of the rabbit. That looks like my dog all the time looking out the window.
That
You
is-
can't see his mouth. You can only see his nose and his eyes and his ears.
That is the picture we will be painting.
Oh, I get you. So it's
Yeah.
sort of an Easter theme.
Yeah.
Easter's early this year. It's like the
April
April
1st.
1 is April
April
Fool's
1st,
Day. Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Okay, so that's coming up. So that people are interested, they can check that out.
Yep.
All right, so
That's a
let's
call.
keep those pictures rolling. All right, we have.
These are the girls that we worked with through SUNY Fredonia Leadership Skills class. They started our group mentoring. We met twice a month, once in the North County, once in the South. They provided activities to help with self-esteem, budgeting, just making people feel better about themselves. We offer this to adult and youth. So we're finished with them, and we're moving on to working with the
all right,
social work club.
So now, these 6 ladies are mentors?
They are not. They were just part of the class that we connected with that provided our activities and such.
So like volunteers? Type
yeah,
thing. Okay,
yep,
they
through
work
the college,
through the
yep.
college. Well, that's a nice connection. So they
Yes.
work with the kids or the adults or both?
Both. We opened it a few years ago. Before I became director, we also worked with them, and we focused on kids. This time we opened it up to adults and kids, and we had a few of each at each activity. So they run a certain amount of weeks, and then they bring it to the social work club at SUNY Fredonia, and they continue on with the mentoring the groups.
Now, 4 of them have blue shirts on. Is there a membership? with the club or
Those are
something?
T-shirts actually that I had made for them,
Oh, okay.
and I wish I had sent the back of them as well. And just one of them happened to not, or 2 of them happened to not wear theirs that day.
Okay. And Nancy, do you work with this group as well?
No.
Okay, so this is a separate group. Well, you got a lot of things flipping here, a lot
We
of things.
do.
Wow.
We
All right,
do.
next picture. All right, so we're looking at,
This is my son in this picture.
That's your son.
He's working with Michaela, and she was doing budgeting exercises with people, and also obviously they were sitting there coloring as well on some downtime.
and where was this located?
This one is at the First Presbyterian Church on Central in Fredonia.
Okay, and she's a college student.
She is.
And is she like in psychology, a teacher? program?
I think they are studying psychology. All of them were studying different things, but they all belong to this one club, the Leadership Skills
Nice.
class or club. I'm not
Did you
sure.
know that JCC starting a leadership skills group?
I did not, but I'm going to jump on that now that
Yes,
you told me.
Beth Starks and Kirk Young. Check them out.
Kirk Young.
That's my job here. I'm the connector, right? Am I right? Yeah.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
It's a buddy. They were just on in January. All right, next picture. All right. They look familiar. The picture
Yes.
is familiar.
These are the girls again. This time we were at Christ First Church in Jamestown.
So they moved around the county with
Yep,
you.
we did both north and south. Yep, they were willing to travel. And again, they were providing the same kind of activities. Each time we'd have different activities, but like the budgeting activities would, like one time we used beans as money and providing, they had to pick like what they would want in their home and if they could afford it. You know, if they ran out of beans, then they had to figure something else out to be able to afford the things that they wanted. We did some rock painting, we did some pumpkin painting, but each time we were together, they were basically the same skills but a different activity.
So do you have a curriculum that you follow, or where do you come up with the ideas of what to present?
I met with I don't know if he's a professor or what his title actually is of campus life at Fredonia. They pick the people they want to work with. So they worked with us, the Boys and Girls Club in Dunkirk, and Sean Fidel with the hockey association that he works with. So we met with Mark, and he just asked us what kinds of things we wanted to
Okay.
work with, and those are things that, you know, the people that are referred to our program, those are things that they really need to work on or want to work on. So I just decided to base it upon that, but instead of not just including the youth, we involved the adults as well, because the adults, you know, sometimes need help with that too.
Now, Nancy, in your mentoring, do you do these things as well, budgeting and helping them with everyday
No.
skills? Or it's more just to hang out together and talk
Well,
about life?
Yeah. I'm more in the South County.
Yeah.
When I can help with things, I do.
What I mean is, as far as the things that you do with your mentee or your...
I do, yeah. Well, she's not able to get out right now and do things because...
But you help them with shopping and handling their money and things of this nature?
No,
or-
she's
okay
capable-
with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's more or less, well, she had a hard time with her husband, was in a nursing home and passed away. Her son passed away young,
Oh,
and,
so you really are a friend, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And she's had a lot of, well, she's calmed down a lot. When I first had her, she was really, really mentally stressed, but she's calmed down quite a lot. She
time
had,
will do that. Good.
her son was in the guy program, so,
Yeah.
yeah, what was he, 20, 50? How old was
No,
Russell?
I think he was in his 40s.
40s. I don't know, it's hard to tell age anymore. I'm getting older.
I know, everybody thinks I'm 30. Yeah, right.
You know, it's really nice too, because Compeer Inc., who is another umbrella for us, they send out a yearly survey
All
every
right,
year.
Compeer Inc., what is that?
That's the big Compeer that oversees all the smaller affiliates
in the
New
world?
York
Tell you,
State.
like, oh.
Well, actually, it is international as well. There are Compeers in Australia
I
and
didn't know
Canada.
that.
There is.
So
You'll
this
have
is
to-
legit, this is
Yeah.
big time,
Well,
right?
it's federally, what's that, federally funded to a
It's,
certain extent?
Some of it is to Compeer Inc., and then they fund us a little bit
Right,
for the
break
adult
it down
program.
through.
Yep. Our adult program is actually funded by the county, Chautauqua County.
Okay.
Our youth program, however, some years we get Youth Bureau funding. Other than that, we have a big golf tournament in the summer in June that funds that, and then the new little fundraisers that we're doing, the Canvas for Compeer. We've got redemption centers that we have accounts at that anybody can take pop bottles
that's
and
a great
cans.
idea.
And they go for Compeer. We put that towards the youth program. What other little things have we got going on with that?
That's okay. Let's finish up on the pictures. I think we got
Okay.
a couple more. I think we have one or, oh, this is
Okay.
a very different picture. We got a
This
bunch
one-
of people at a table.
This
and-
one is in the North County at the First Presbyterian Church. This is one of our ladies' craft groups, and they are building Christmas trees out of wine corks.
That's a lot of wine.
Well, let me tell you,
Do
I've
you
got
supply the corks?
actually.
I mean, not you personally, of course.
A wino here. No, actually, the woman actually on the end, in the pink and purple, she, when she found out that we were going to do these, she got on the horn and started calling wineries in the
Sure.
North County.
Right.
She got some donated, and then I put the word out on Facebook that we needed corks, and people were great to send them to
Super.
us, so
And I bet that was a lot of fun.
it was fun.
So you do some seasonal kinds of things. Hey, we're winding down. We got less than a minute.
Oh my goodness.
So rather than finish up any more pictures, I think we've covered everything pretty well that way.
Yeah.
What else? Nancy, let's go to you first. What would you like people to know about Compeer? As far as...
I think I would like people to consider a friendship, because it's very rewarding to the volunteer. And you feel like you really, and then when you're out around people that are not in the program and people that do have problems, you can understand them. When you get in a building with as many people, we have 100 apartments in ours, and everybody has a different situation, and if somebody criticizes, it's like, you know, don't be saying nothing, you don't know what you're going to be like tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
All right, Stacey, you got the last little bit here.
All right, if you want to be a volunteer, give us a call in the Jamestown area, 487-2956, in the Dunkirk, Fredonia, Mayville area, 366-3161.
And you get back more than what you give, I bet.
Absolutely.
Okay, folks, that's a wrap. We've run out of time. So I'm Doc Hamels, and thanks for tuning in, listening, and all that good stuff. Happy Valentine's Day for all you guys and gals out there, and we'll see you right here, 9 o'clock next Saturday XS5 with Chautauqua Sunrise. Have a wonderful weekend and get ready for an ice castle. I think we're going to have one this year. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye now.